In this screencast, I'm going to show you how you can create a custom theme using the Seller website theme builder. So if we take a look at the control panel on the screen in front of us here, this is the website, edit your website screen, and I've already selected the Seller theme builder, which is shown by this theme on the left hand side here. So if we click on edit primary website, then when you first select the theme builder, this is the theme you're going to see. It's just got some default settings on it. Now, the way the theme builder works is essentially we have a concept called content blocks, and all the theme is stacking up different types of block. And I'll show you what I mean by that. The content blocks button is this button at the bottom of the group of orange icons at the top left. If I click on that, then it shows the content block. So at the moment we've got a header, there's a navigation bit underneath that. Then we've got main section blocks. At the moment we've got a big banner image, and at the bottom we've got a footer. Now the header and the footer, they're kind of the same as what you see on most websites nowadays. So for this demo I'm just going to leave those as they are. And what we're going to be doing is using the main section blocks. Now this main section block here, you can see it's a banner image there. Doesn't quite look the same on the screen here. And that's because in edit mode it gives you the controls, so you can set the banner as you want. In this instance there's actually 6 banner images. You can have text on each one, and we'll take a look at that in a moment. So if I close this pop-up window here, there's just a couple of really simple things I want to do. Let's add a logo first. So you just click on the L icon here. I'll select my logo. This is the Sport Cams demo store, so I'm just going to select the Sport Cams logo there that we've already made. If I upload that, you'll see that shows in the middle at the top, which is great. Okay, so now we want to add some other content blocks to the central area. So we click on the content blocks button, expand the main section blocks, and it shows a list of different types of block that you could add here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add an SEO text area. And you'll see when you add things, then it shows up on the screen as it would look like on the web page. So you can see here in the main section area, we've got the banner here and the SEO section underneath. If I expand that again, let's add some items. So now we've got a banner, some SEO text, and some items shown on the home page. So if I close this pop-up window, the actual page will refresh to show that. So we've got the banner here. Underneath that, we've got the SEO text. And underneath that, we've got just a folder icon, which we're going to use to insert the items. So in fact, let's take a look at the items now. This is a demo store, as I mentioned. It's using action sports cameras. So if I go to manage items on the control panel, what we're going to do here, actually, we're going to create a collection for the home page. So if I click on collections, I'll create base collections, and in that, I'm going to call it home page. That's great. So now if now I want to add some products to that collection. Let's add 1, 2, those 4 products there. Add selected items to the home page collection, save changes. Great, right. So now if I go back into edit mode, what we can do now on this folder icon, if I click on that, we can select the home page collection I just created, click on save changes, the page will refresh, and if we scroll down, you'll see there's the items that I just added. Actually, looking at that, it's going to look better with 5 images in it, so let's add another one as well. Refresh that. There we go, that's great. So now the next thing we want to do is have a look at this banner section at the top. So we'll just put an image in banner 1. So you click on the tree icon there, and it shows you there the size that you want your banner to be. So you really want to make the image that size before you upload it. There are various cropping tools on here, but it's easiest if you use like a program like Paint or whatever you want to use, or Photoshop, and just create images the actual size that it needs. Otherwise it's going to start trying to scale them and that sort of thing. It's always better if you do that yourself. So I'm going to upload the image here. This is a large image of a skateboard. You can also put in alt text. I'm going to leave that blank for the moment. We'll upload that image. It's this kind of guy on a skateboard. There we go. And also It's important here, it says main image and also there's mobile. So you have to upload a separate image for a mobile device, and that's 460 by 460. I've already prepared one of those images, so let's just upload that as well. Great. So if I close that, right. So now we've got the guy on the skateboard, we've got the logo there, we've got images underneath. Now we've got this SEO text here. So this is text on the homepage of your website. You want to put in things here that search engines are going to really like and want to read. So you might put here the best action sports cameras on the web. And I'm going to centralize these, I think it looks better with this particular thing if I put them in the center. Our shop. Our shop sells a huge range of action cameras you can use to capture your sporting achievements. There we go. I'm sure you can think of something a lot better to put in there. But in fact, that brings me to another thing. So it's really important that you put in keywords here that search engines are going to like. Now you might be thinking, you know, it can be quite hard to think exactly what to put in these areas, especially if you're just quickly putting something together. But Google works in a very particular way, and it's Google we're really interested in. Now, Google doesn't just look for keywords; it looks for what we call related keywords as well. Because if it knows that there's, you know, if you just have a web page here promoting action sports cameras, then it will just find the term action sports cameras all over it. But if you can also include other keywords that Google thinks is related to that, then it's likely that you'll be ranked a lot higher, because it shows to Google that you're not just talking about one keyword, you're talking about a whole range of things that relate to that actual keyword. Now you might be thinking, well, how am I going to know what those words are? Well, this is where Seller can help. If you click on the SEO icon at the top left, firstly it does an analysis of your page, but we don't need that at the moment. We just click for keywords you should include on the page. And if you just type in your main keyword here, I'll put action sports cameras and click on go. Now we just have to wait for it to go and have a little think about that. Well, it will go off and it will do some analysis and it will come back with some keywords. Let's see what it does. Great, so these are the keywords that Google thinks is related to action sports cameras. So you want to include as many of these on your page as well. Now this is an absolute goldmine of information, right? I haven't seen this anywhere else, funnily enough. And so you want to implement those keywords onto the homepage of your website, or the page that you're doing for SEO. And of course, this isn't just the homepage. You can do this on lots of different pages, and we'll come on to that in a moment. So let's just put one of these in. I don't know what should we do. Action camera with Action Cameras UK. Great. So let's just put that in the middle as well. Centralize that. And we'll centralize that one there as well. You'll notice when you do this, an orange button appears at the bottom saying Save Changes. So I'm just going to click on that. There we go, Save Changes. Now close that screen there. Now it's worth taking a look. You can click on SEO again, and it will do an analysis of the page. So now we can see we're starting to get somewhere. We've got action cameras is showing up a bit higher up. We've got cameras, action. So this is starting to show that Google will be seeing these words, because this is a report on the keywords that Google is going to be seeing, right? So let's just take a look at, oh yeah, another thing you want to do as well is you want to set the meta tags on the page. So click on this button up here. Just close that there. There we go, right. So let's change the title here. So I'll put in here best action cameras. Best budget action cameras. Now you notice I'm using the text that came from the suggested related keywords feature because they're the ones that Google want to see. And if they show you those, you'll likely rank a lot higher. So if I add new there, and also description, budget, 4K. Now these are all keywords, right? So okay, so there we go. So now we've got this page here. This is our home page. Obviously, you can make this more complex if you want. You can add other blocks on there and have it exactly as you like. There's another thing here as well. These icons you'll see here with the kind of 4 sections. That's what we call elements. So these blocks can also have elements. If you click on that, it will show a list of the elements that you can use. For example, this one's a kind of pop-up shopping cart. If you click on it, then it'll add that to that area there. We can leave that there. That looks pretty cool. There's other elements you'll find around the place as well. And you just click on that and you'll see what you do. For example, this big image here, you could have a button in the middle of the image, so kind of call to action. So you can do that as well. I'm just going to leave it like this for the moment. So that's the first page. Now, of course, a lot of the site is created automatically for you. You don't need to change it. So, for example, if I click on one of these items, you'll see that the item appears, and then you can purchase it there. And things like the cart will just be done automatically for you. You can customize these, but there's not really any need. You can just use the default one if you just want to get the shop up and running. So a lot of things are done from the home page, particularly things that are then reflected throughout the site. So for example, if you change the header and the footer, just change it on the home page, and same with the navigation system as well. So if I click on the logo, they'll take us back to the home page. Let's do some navigation changes here. So if we click on this kind of family tree type icon, that lets us edit this menu here. And that can be a 3-level menu. By default, it just shows the home and automatic categories. But if I delete those, don't worry, that's only affecting the menu. That won't actually delete any of the actual items. Then we can decide what we actually want to put in here. So you want to put keywords in here as well. So you might have action cameras. And you might link that directly to a camera category like there. Add new. Let's have another one. You might have, let's create a contact us page. So if we click on add new menu item here, so contact us, and let's do a new page here. Add new. So now if we close that, it will just reflect that and the menu at the top. So action cameras we had that directly link into the cameras category, which you can see there. If I click on the home page to go back again, contact us. Now this is going to go to a blank page. This is what we call an other page, and you can create as many other pages as you like. Now on this particular one, we want to add a contact us block. So if I click on the manage blocks section here, then we'd expand the main section blocks there. There's a contact us section there. Close that. Great, so there's a contact us page. You can edit some text on there. There's an element there which lets you actually have a map appear showing where you are. Now I mentioned earlier on that some things are inherited from the home page. This, as I mentioned, is an other page, and of course you can create as many other pages as you like. It may be that you want to create a kind of master other page and then have that as the kind of layout for any pages that you create, and you can do that as well using this drop down up here. If I select master other pages, then we can set up some blocks on here. Say for example we use the, maybe you just put some simple text on there. If I put a text block in there, now the master page here has got a text block, and you can see it starts with click to edit the text, but you could have a huge amount of text now, paste in stuff from somewhere else and that kind of thing. And so now whenever you create an other page, right, and if I click on the logo to get back here, and let's just create another page here. Let's have, I don't know, about us. Select new page, add new, close that. Now when you go to about us, it's going to use that, it'll just have the text field in there that we created, so that's a great way. So to save you having to keep setting up pages individually, then you can set up the master other page, which is used whenever you create pages. But of course, the contact us page, we specified a specific set of blocks to go on that page, so that we use that. So it's hugely dynamic. You can really create whatever you like. And of course, we're adding blocks all the time as well. So if there's a particular block that you want to see, then please just let us know, and we can look into adding that too. So now if we go back, I just want to show you that what that looks like. If you click on the I button here, then that will switch the buttons off and give you some idea of what it looks like. But in fact, we've actually got this linked up to a domain name. So if I just go to saladdemo.com in a browser, you can see that in literally just a couple of minutes, we've created a great looking website. It's got a great image at the top, nice layout, and some SEO text underneath. It's going to really help you rank with the search engines. And of course, you've got products there that you can go right ahead and buy. And of course, the best thing is it's all responsive. So it's going to look great on a mobile device as well. In fact, let's take a look at that. You can test this really easily. You just simply undock the browser, and then you can move it left to right, make it smaller and larger, and you'll see how it looks on different devices. So this is a mobile here, and you'll see we've got this sort of image at the top. The menus collapse into a typical kind of menu structure that you see on mobiles. We've got an image, we've got the products they're ready to buy, and again, they can go straight ahead and buy these items on their mobile, which is exactly what you want. So great looking website, really easy to use for customers, and literally you've just created that in a few minutes. And of course, it's not just the homepage, you've created other pages. We took a look at how to create Contact Us and how to stack up blocks to make other pages as well. The action cameras, this is an automated item list which is shown, so you don't even need to do anything with that. The only thing we didn't do is we didn't customize the footer at the bottom, but that's easy to do. I'm sure you can see, you just click on the menu icons there and edit those. And of course, you just edit them on the homepage and they'll be carried throughout the site. But there we go. So a great looking site, a great looking modern responsive site in literally just a few minutes.